Very close so far. Knicks lead by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Carmelo, some great help off the bench during this first half. What does their contribution mean to this team?
Well, I mean, we always believe that we have one of the better benches in the NBA, and when they come to play like we're playing so far, you know, it makes it a tough game, it makes it a tough team to beat, and you know, just hoping we can keep that up.
It certainly takes some pressures off the starters. Melo, thanks for the time. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
You know what jumps out at me? Their efficiency on the offensive end. They shared the basketball. Good shot selection. They showed a lot of patience, and that patience will be tested the rest of the way.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
They're giving up way too many good looks. You want to keep your opponent under 50% shooting? They have not done that. What's the solution? Maybe more ball pressure, more physicality down low. Whatever it is, Ernie, they need to figure it out.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters.
Look at the game Galloway has been having. He's got 11 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
The Knicks leading by 4.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Lewis Williams out there with Russell. Then there's Robert Sacre. Then it's Brandon Bass. And it's Smith in at the 4 slot. Now here is Smith. Calderon unable to get his shot to go. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. And so they struggled shooting when they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
Here's Calderon. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Calderon's got the first bucket of the third here for the Knicks. So for New York, their last game, a win against Milwaukee.
Yeah, close game, but I thought a solid performance overall. They definitely deserved that win.
Yeah, and Greg, I like the fact they found a way to get it done.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's Porzingis after the basket by the Lakers. Shot's good.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Smith for three, and good on the basket. Book it.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a three, and then we'll take it right back.
Here's Porzingis. He has 7. Lopez a screen. There's the pick. 5 on the clock. Here's Calderon. And the rejection by Smith. And it's the Lakers on the break. Russell's running, and there's the lay-in.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
1:49 left to play in the third. Calderon with it. Here's Porzingis. Good. Porzingis has got 9.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
Now here's a Flalo. Josh Smith unable to get his shot to go. Lopez a screen. And the pass to Porzingis. Lets it go from the wing. No good. And the Lakers going the other way now. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
You had a pair of losses for them in their meetings last season. And the cold, hard truth about it, they just had a hard time beating anybody last year.
You know, Greg, those were games where you thought they could get a win. But now they need to forget about it. It's in the past, let it go, and they've got to focus on the present and try to make a better run of it this time.
For Los Angeles, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Gentlemen, 2
Yeah,
shots.
last year,
2 shots.
collectively, only 74% from the line.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
First free throw is good. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. Derek Williams, he checked in for Anthony. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. Here's Seraphin. Williams with the defensive effort.
And it became clear that thinking about the Knicks again, I mean, it made sense for a team with injuries and being in disarray on the floor to just battle for that lottery.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Seraphin kicks to a Flalo. And the rejection by Smith.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.